Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic and a medium. Thanks for tuning in today. This is part 2 of my political spirit guides answer your political questions. Let's get started right away, shall we? And we're going to start with, if I can get my screen connected here. Oh, did I just rush through that? How are y'all doing? How are you feeling today? Are you doing okay? Because I feel like some of you need grounding. You need like some big grounding. Big grounding. By the way, I have my Christmas shirt on. Big grounding. You need to drink some water. Somebody needs some broth, some chicken soup. Some of you are not feeling some of you are feeling under the weather. My heart goes out to you. Take really good care of yourselves. Okay, now I'm ready. Woof. Oh my gosh, I'm not ready. Okay, here we go. Yes, I'm ready. Ruthie 530. Ruthie 530 says, does Nikki Haley have a shot at being the Republican nominee? She seems to be gathering momentum. Yes, she really does. So you have to understand what's happening. The guides are saying, and that is that the Republican, not the Republican, like the Federalist Society, the money bag people have decided that she's the one they want to vote on. Now, they're hoping, what I'm seeing is they're hoping that by pumping a lot of money into her campaign, that she can do enough to get enough votes. They're also hoping that these MAGA, right. Okay, that makes sense. Remember how we were saying in the past that these MAGA people are going to say all politicians are bad, all Democrats, Republicans, they're all bad. We're not voting. We don't care. That, remember, we always told you guys, when your family member that's the MAGA person says, I'm not voting, they're all bad, it's all crooked, it's all wrong, that's your indication that they're done, that they don't know who to trust anymore, that they feel like everything they've been told hasn't come true, which is true. The Republicans keep throwing them the border, gays, trans, whatever the hot button is of the moment, and the Republicans continue to not vote for those things or to do anything to fix those things. So they've lost faith in them. So they're just going to walk away. They're just not going to vote. Then comes Nikki Haley. So Nikki Haley could be someone that the not so MAGA Republicans can get behind. And the powers that be, the money bags, are thinking if we give her enough money, we can flood the zone, flood the news, flood the advertising. We can remake her. That's what they're saying to me right now. We will remake her. It's like right now she's in a period of 2 to 3 months. Do they have 2 to 3 months? Oh, well, anyway, they're like, hey, they're saying it doesn't matter. We have to do what we have to do. It doesn't matter if we don't have 2 to 3 months. We're going to do what we have to do. So in this period of time, they're remaking her. They're giving her talking points. They've got a stylist. They've actually got somebody that's helping her enunciate differently, or I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get her to talk in MAGA language. I don't know. I don't understand what they're doing, but they're going to restyle her. You're going to see her style of clothes change. If you look at her in April of next year and you compare that to April of last year, you're going to see she's wearing different clothes. It's going to be fascinating to see what the money bags think Republican voters will vote for. They're showing me Sanders. I mean, what does she wear? I mean, I'm no fashion. I'm not, look at me. I am no fashion template. I'm just saying, I'm like, what is going on here? So maybe she'll start dressing like Sanders. I don't know. But anyway, she does have a really good shot. She's going to probably win it. If she doesn't win it, then Trump will. But Trump, this is what was funny to me too, though, just reminding me, I was listening to NPR last night, and the NPR was saying people don't understand. Iowa's in 40 something days and Trump is going to be on the ballot, but yet Trump isn't going to win. He's not even going to be around for the presidential election. And this guy's like freaking out. And I'm thinking, dude, if you listen to the psychics on YouTube, you wouldn't be freaking out. You would understand what is happening. Even if he's on the ballot, who cares? I've already seen this so long, I'm bored with it. Even if he's on the ballot, what have I always told you guys? The Republicans, I see like man down, woman down. I just see bodies littered. And it doesn't mean violence. It means they're out of commission. Their battery went dead, the guides just said. Like they're being controlled, they have like a remote control, you know what I mean? Somebody's controlling them. Oh, the battery died in Trump. Let's get Nikki Haley. Yeah, her battery's good. What does battery equal? Probably money, you know what I mean? And not, Jack Smith coming for you. If Jack Smith is coming for you, your battery gets worn down faster because you're having to address allegations. You're having to go to court. You're having to go to trial. Your money starts drying up because you're in court. You're at trial. Your battery runs dead. So all these people's batteries start flopping over. I just saw DeSantis. Boom, man down. And I've always told you guys, it's like he's walking along in his risers. Don't care. Don't care, Ron. Why are you wearing risers in your boots, dude? Just be you. He's walking along. Maybe he's wearing his white rubber shrimper boots. I know y'all call them go-go boots, but in close to the coast, we know those to be shrimper boots. So, hey, whatever. He's walking along in his white go-go boots, and somebody knocks his legs out from under him. I've always seen that. Go back to this last video I just did. George Santos is gone. We all told you he was going to be gone. We didn't know how he was going to be gone. We just knew he was going to be gone. I'm telling you the same thing with DeSantis. I don't know how, but he's going to get gone. He's going to be gone. His legs get kicked out from under him. His battery dies, whatever analogy or allegory you want to use. Man down. So this is how we get to the Republican primary or even to the presidential election, is that all these people are just falling down. And what have I always told you guys? Oh, Liz Cheney's over there filing her nails. Gotta watch that woman. She got her book coming out. It's going to do well. It's not going to be a flop. It's going to do really well. Everybody's going to buy it because she's giving you the GPS locations of where all the bodies are buried. We'll see how that goes. Okay. So yes, she does have a choice. Let's move on to Jewel of the Tarot. Will we ever find out why Kevin McCarthy condemned Trump after Jan 6 and then went to Mar-a-Lago and then came back a fanboy? What do your guides know and say, and will it be made public and when? During Trump's trial, ? You have a lot of questions, Jewel. Okay. First of all, the guides would say to you, this is such a pattern. How many people, including McConnell, including Lindsey Graham, including at least 8 to 10 Republicans have said truly terrible things about Trump, terrible things about him. McConnell even said, I'll be a liar if I come back and say something else. And he did. How many of them have said terrible things about Trump and then turned around and sung his praises? Come on, you guys, Google it. There's got to be like a whole meme about this at this point, right? What happens is he summons these people. He summons them and they go and they find out that either A, you can make a lot of money, B, you can swim with the fishes, or you can be Epsteined, C, you can lose a lot of money. Your choice. What would you choose? What would you choose? I'll make a lot of money for 500, Alex. So this is what happens, right? He has the drop. Is that the right word? He has the drop. He has the goods. He has the goods on these people. And he just reminds them because Trump is connected to Putin, who's connected to all these honeypots, all of this dirt, the mob. You know, secret societies work like this. Secret societies have dirt on each other. Biker gangs have dirt on each other. The mob has dirt on each other. You don't just fill out an application to join the mob. You are made. You get made. You do a crime that will put you in prison. Therefore, now I know you and I have done crimes that we both know about. And if I rat you out, you're going to rat me out. Checkmate. They live in a land of checkmate. So this is what happened. The guides are telling me this is what happened to Kevin McCarthy. Also, for whatever reason, they're showing me Kennedy, Justice Kennedy, when he all of a sudden have that little walk down that aisle that was on video with Trump, and Trump is talking to him, and Kennedy goes and looks at Trump like, no. And then Trump is like, you know, like, just listen to me, or you have to do this. Puts up his hand. He didn't even do the accordion. He did the one hand. Talk to the hand, Kennedy. And then he was gone. He stepped down. If I told you a Supreme Court justice is going to step down, you would say, how? Why? That doesn't make any sense. Well, why did Kennedy step down? Right? And they always want to talk about Scalia. So I'm just telling you, I'm not going to go there per se, but he left the Supreme Court in some kind of way. Okay? So things happen. Windows appear. People fly out of them. I don't know. That's the reason why they would say that. That's what they're telling me. I can't even make sense of it myself because I'm just one way it's going out. Maybe to you guys it makes sense. Always read backwards and forwards. Whatever the guides say, read what they don't say. Information goes backwards and forwards. Read both sides of it. Don't take everything so, you know, specifically. This is energy. Try to understand the bigger picture. Try to understand the energy. Thank you for your question, Jewel. Patricia says, when will Ukraine get F-16s? It's so frustrating to me because even though, again, another thing that doesn't make any sense, even though when I talk to or I read military people, they say F-16s aren't going to change anything for Ukraine. Ukraine is in a ground war. F-16s aren't going to change anything. However, they're not talking to my spirit guides. My spirit guides have told me from the last 3 to 4 months, F-16s, fighter jets will change everything. That's what my guides say. My guides say F-16s are going to change everything. I don't understand it. I've never been in the military. I don't understand war. I don't understand it. I'm just telling you what I get. When will they get F-16s? Maybe spring of next year. Spring. They said sprung. They're going to sprung. They'll be sprung in spring. Now they re-rhyming. They're going to be sprung in spring. Surprise. That's why sprung is surprise. Okay. So there's going to be some kind of surprise element to this. That's what I'm getting. I do think it's going to make all the difference in the world. I still do think that Putin is going to go bye-bye. And I think that that's going to change the war. It could in the beginning be very chaotic, but I think in the end result, it changes the war. It stops the war. It gives us an exit point. And I think that exit point, it's not a defined exit point, but it's closer to an exit point. The end is near. The guides want to say the end is near. I feel like that's summer of next year. Okay. But I mean, timing is not my thing. It's really, really hard to do timing. I'm just passing along what they're telling me. M. Turpel says, looking forward to seeing the results of Biden's new White House Council on supply chain resilience. Do you think this will have any impact on the greenonomics, price gouging by corporations? First of all, that's a great question. I just want to say that I did a video a long time ago about Biden's New World Order. I swear, I think that's the title of it, Biden's New World Order. At the time, everybody was freaking out because it sounded like Biden was trying to be some sort of dictator. What it meant is that, and the guides have talked about this time and again, is that Biden was going to go to all other countries and make deals because he wants to wean us off of China. He wants to give us as many opportunities to do business with other countries as possible, because we can't trust one country. I mean, look what's happened. China, for a minute, they were thrown in with Russia. You know, they have decent relations with North Korea. You know, they were there for a minute there. The US and China were not friends. I did a video a few videos ago where the guide said that now Xi and Biden were BFFs. And sure enough, they're BFFs. You know, now Xi is like, okay, we played chicken. You know, we played chicken. I blinked, no problem. But, you know, Xi doesn't take this as a loss of face. He takes this as a maneuver. He's maneuvering. You know, the Chinese culture sees things in centuries, not in years. So he's simply maneuvering. He's still in the game. But as far as your question with Biden, yes, this makes sense. I didn't even know there was a White House Council on Supply Chain Resilience. I didn't even know that. You know, this is such a great leader. You know, the guides are showing me when we had the pandemic and we found out that you can only get one thing that we really needed was only made in this little factory in Italy or something. What the heck? We need more resilience and we need to bring more of it home. So your question is, will this impact price gouging? No, no, I don't see it directly affecting price gouging. As a matter of fact, bringing more jobs to America, bringing more industry here allows for them to price gouge us even more, because they can say to Biden, hey, man, we got to pay those American wages. We got to charge more. And Biden's going to have to be okay with that. The price gouging is going to be addressed by Congress and by the Senate, specifically by the Senate. I'm seeing Elizabeth Warren. I'm seeing Elizabeth Warren leading the charge on this. So she's going to pass laws. She's not going to pass laws. She's going to sponsor or be a part of a law that I do believe will be passed in 24, but if not, definitely in 25, that really puts teeth in price gouging. I mean, really, really, really limits how these companies can charge. There's going to be a hue and cry from Republicans. That's why I think we might have to wait to 25, because I think it's going to be after the election when we have the House and the Senate and we can pass laws like this. So I think it's going to be in 25, but you're going to see real legislation that's going to address this, but it's not going to be through the reason that you think it is, or the question surmises. But it will get there eventually. Thank you for that question. Fed Girl says, so it's come out that most women don't want to date Trump supporters. Will this change their attitudes and ideologies, or will it increase violence towards women? When you say, will it change their, you mean MAGAs and men? It's not going to change their ideologies. It's going to increase violence. It's going to increase laws against women. It's going to increase more of this alpha male. It's going to increase more of this alpha male stuff. Like Tucker Carlson. I swear to God, that video he did, if you guys have never seen that video, standing in front of this red infrared thing, which seems to be cooking his rocks. If you know it, cooking his biscuits. I'm sorry. That was a good one. Cooking his biscuits. He did a video, you guys, I swear to God. It was all about being alpha male, chopping wood. And all the gay men were like, bring it on, honey. You look good. He got the wrong kind of attention. So that video kind of was squashed. I hope you can still find it on the internet. Okay, so I'm editing this video right now. And as a special bonus and a holiday gift to you, I have found a video depicting the scene I'm talking about. And not only that, but there's a doctor talking about how crazy it is and how this testosterone boosting thing is a thing and how it's very hurtful. And honestly, you guys, this is MAGA 101. Watch and learn. Peeps, watch and learn.
Testicle tanning to boost testosterone. Okay. There is so much here that we need to talk about. Obviously, coming from me, you know what I'm going to talk about, but there's more. Okay, so I guess this is a promo for a show about the decline in manhood, and it's kind of interesting. It's got these shirtless muscle men walking around, shooting rifles, wrestling, doing all these macho things, and then there's this naked man rather triumphantly exposing his crotch to a red light device. And they go on to talk about how red light is going to boost your testosterone if you expose your scrotum to it, which is just not true. I love to get on here and whine about how many gimmicks there are in the skincare market and how it's oversaturated. But for men's health, this testosterone boosting market is a sea of quackery, you guys.
Tucker Carlson's alpha male video where his biscuits are being cooked. Anyway, you're going to see more of that. And this is also when you're the first part of your question is most women don't want to date Trump supporters. Honestly, women are being turned off by men in general because God, if you have sex, you accidentally get pregnant, you're either going to end up in prison or with a baby that you didn't plan on. It's not divine. Humans have choice. We have choice. God gave us choice. You know what I mean? Science gave us choice. So anyway, women are just kind of getting turned off by men. And frankly, these kids aren't even getting married. Kids are turned off by everything that has come before them. All the institutions, the college degrees, the marriage, the job that you would keep for 30 or 50 years, because they know none of these institutions are real. Your employer is not going to keep you hired. They're going to fire you. You know, your marriage might end, 50% might end. So these kids, these younger people just don't believe in any of that stuff. And they're really making decisions for themselves, not for society. They don't care what society thinks. So this is going to put more pressure on that. And also the rise of the divine feminine is going to put more pressure on that. So you're going to have more men that are going to be angry. They're going to be mad about how they're being treated. It's again, the 70s when you had the ERA, which is still not ratified, I don't think. In the 70s when you had the rise of the feminist movement, here it is coming back again. We're having a redo of the 1960s and 70s right now. So you're having a redo of civil rights. You're having a redo of feminist rights. And it's going to challenge these men and they're not going to like it. Kim Joy says, Santos seems, this is Santos. Y'all know who Santos is. Will Santos, who seems adamant on bringing other Congress people down after his departure, will he succeed in this? And will this result in Democrats having the majority? Okay. I had a little bit too much glee in reading your question, but yes, he is adamant. This man is adamant. So he might even be on the phone with Cawthorn. Now, Cawthorn has not come out as being gay. He just, and listen, I've told y'all, I don't care what you do. As long as it's legal, I can't even say that anymore. As long as it doesn't involve children or hurt somebody or go against somebody's wishes, I don't care what you do. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it. Please don't show me. Do not show me. Anyway, Cawthorn is the first one, the Republican who said, Republicans are having these cocaine and sex orgies. Remember that? Okay, so now here comes Santos. Do you think this is planned? Do you think the universe is bringing these people out one at a time to help us see the Republican Party and what they're doing and who they are for once and for all? Because I think so. So yeah, I do think Santos is going to do this. He's going to write a tell-all book. And I think the book will probably be out before he goes to prison because he's going to prison. but I do think it'll be out. He's going to have it ghostwritten. He's having it ghostwritten right now. It's going to be out in 6 months or less. It literally might even be out in 3 months. This is going to be the fastest book written you've ever seen. And he doesn't even care if it's lies, because remember that Republican who's getting sued? They wrote a memoir about themselves, and they told the publisher, yes, I assert that this is all true. Now it's not true. It's lies. His publisher suing him to get $100,000 back. I don't know who this is. Y'all tell me in the comments. This is Santos. He doesn't care. The man does not care. So yes, he's going to burn the bridges. And a lot of what he's going to say is true. And he has so much, he's so mad that he's actually going to really get the real dirt. I mean, I'm telling you the real dirt. The things that everybody pinky swore that they would never say. Remember checkmate energy? No, it's all, he doesn't care. So like somebody said, and I agree, the guides are saying he should get some protection, because he could accidentally fly to a country and not come back. Okay. But yeah, right. You know, when I was on Sybil recently, Sybil Harmony was on my channel, and Sybil nailed it. She said, Santos is streetwise. Republicans are like hoity-toity secret society. You know what I mean? Like Santos is biker gang. Santos is streetwise. These Republicans are not going to know what hit them. He's not going to be somebody that you can shut up very easily. He is streetwise, okay? They have a worthy opponent. The spirit guides are saying, this is a worthy opponent. Okay, I love it. If I could send Santos $5, I would. Okay, go for it, big man. I'll buy your book. That's crazy. Okay, let me just do a few more questions. Rebecca Davis says, will there ever be a law passed that requires an in-depth competency exam of presidential candidates? An in-depth competency exam. How about for Senate and Congress? I think that would solve a lot of our political problems. Okay, we can't use the word competency because because Abraham Lincoln shows up in my energy. Because Abraham Lincoln ran on this notion that anybody could be president, right? You didn't have to be a landowner. You didn't have to be, well, at the time you had to be white, but his take on it was any resident citizen of the United States should be able to run for president. Okay. So when you say competency, it reminds me of poll tax. It reminds me of giving a test to somebody that is designed to keep them out. So the Constitution would not frown. They would not be happy about this. Now, what we can do, which is different but the same, is say that any presidential candidate has to submit their 5 years, the guides say 5 years of income taxes. 5 years of income taxes needs to be submitted before they can be the nominee for any party. Step one. Step two, any presidential candidate needs to be vetted by the Secret Service, by the FBI, CIA, whatever. They need to be able to get a top secret security clearance. This has already got problems. I'm already seeing problems. All right. They need to be able to get a top secret security clearance because, as you remember, Jared Kushner could not get a security clearance. He did not pass. They gave it to him anyway. They shouldn't have, but they gave it to him anyway. So we thought we had laws, but we have traditions. We have traditions. They weren't laws. So when I see problems with the security clearance, these kids, the Gen Zers, want to say that everybody should be given a chance. So if you have terrible credit, you can't get a security clearance. Now, why? Because that could be used against you. Maybe you have a gambling problem. It was the same thing for being gay. If you were gay, you couldn't get a security clearance because you could be blackmailed for being gay. Now you can't be blackmailed for being gay because we have an amazing Department of Transportation who's gay. Gays can serve in the military. So that's no longer something you can be blackmailed for. But we don't want people in high office that can be blackmailed, that have something they can be blackmailed for. So that's why to get a security clearance, they go through your credit rating. They go through your whole life to see if you're hiding something that someone could use against you. So I think that we might put some more rules on the presidents like that, but I see these Gen Zers being against rules. So I don't know how that's going to turn out. It could be interesting. That's what I see happening. I'm going to move on. And then here we have proud Gen Xer 77 who wants to know, is there any chance Trump will not be the 2024 presidential nominee? What do I see happening in 2024 as of now? Yeah. So what I've always seen, this is what I've always seen, and it has not changed. I do not see Trump being either alive or free to run for president in November of 2024. I don't know how we get there. I keep telling you guys, all I can do is say, see footnote, Tucker Carlson disappeared overnight. See footnote, George Santos disappeared overnight. These things can happen. Anything can happen. Supreme Court Justice steps down overnight, no explanation given, just retired. It can happen. So somehow he doesn't make it. Right now in November, early December, Nikki Haley's got a lot of energy. But I talked about this in the last video where everybody's battery runs out and they just flop over, and the battery is the money. The money has switched from Trump to Nikki Haley. Trump's battery is about to run out. So is DeSantis. All these people's batteries are running out and they're just going to run out of juice and they're going to just fall over. And what I see towards the November of next year is all these people littered, and even more people that throw their hat in the ring, laying just littered. And we might have to have a write-in. Republicans might have to write in, God forbid, Liz Cheney. Okay, but this is why I think the Republicans don't win. It's chaos. It's mayhem. That's what I've been seeing for at least a year now. Thank you for your question. Cheryl, I'm just going to say Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Does all the constant attention and questions pertaining to DJT keep him more energized and keep him in the limelight? Good question. Like what you resist persist. If so, let's please move on. Sick of that steaming pile. Nice visual, Cheryl. Nice visual. Okay, does all the constant attention and questions pertaining keep him more energized? Absolutely, it keeps him relevant. He is relevant. He has to stay relevant. Just like any of those, they just showed me, God, I can't think of her name. They show me their picture and then I don't get the name. And I really need the name and not the picture. Jenner, one of the Jenner women. They just showed me one of the Jenner women. You have to stay relevant. If you're a celebrity, you have to stay in the public eye. When you're not in the public eye, you cease to exist. You only stay alive if you're in the public eye. That is DJT to a T. And I think that is also why Melania went to Rosalynn Carter's funeral, because she was paid to do it, because it kept Trump in the eye. It kept the Trump family in the eye. It was his placeholder. She was a former first lady and she needed to be there, because if she wasn't there, his presidency didn't exist. Do you think she wanted to be there? No. Do you think she got some money? Hell yes, she got lots of money to be there. And we can't move on. We cannot move on. He right now is the king of the Republican Party. we can't move on. It's, you've got such a good point that when I was getting up this morning, I was telling my spirit guides, this movie has gone on too long. I'm tired of this movie. My popcorn is gone. My candy got melted. Some of it, my drink fell on the floor. Now my shoes are sticky. I'm ready to get done with this movie of Trump. I'm done. And yet it keeps going like a slow moving train wreck. Some of us already know how it's going to get there, and we're tired of waiting. So I would just say disengage, stop watching, disengage from this energy. And it's true. You if you watch it, it's in your energy. So just stop watching it. Okay, let's move on. Denise G says, how do I know when I have new spirit guides, or does a different set respond to various questions that we ask? Does one say, me, I've got a response, or does the collective respond? Do they ever disagree? Yes, you've seen it in these political videos. You've seen me. So I often tell you guys, they download the information and then it's like a ticker tape that it's not quite that smooth because I just couldn't think of Kris Jenner is the name. So anyway, it's not that smooth sometimes, but what I like is a consensus. So the guides have a consensus information. So that's what they give me. But you've seen me on this video say, not this video, but on other videos say, wait, what? I'm in the middle of something. You know what I mean? Because that means a different guide came in. It's just like when you're talking to a friend and there's three friends together and you're talking to the one friend and the other friend says, yeah, but da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, wait a minute, I'm trying to say something. It doesn't work for me. I can't handle that multiple channels of information. So I really prefer a collective. And then the other question is, how do I know I have a new guide? Well, because I can sense the energy of the guide. I can sense the energy of the collective right now. And if there's a new guide, like Edward R. Murrow is not part of the collective. He's always on his own to the side. He's like the line referee in tennis. He just wants to make sure that everything is in bounds, but I sense that new guide, new guides, especially when they're not part of the collective, they have their own energy. They feel different to me. They feel big, small, whatever they feel, they're just different. So hopefully that makes sense. And Roxanne M says, and if you guys are wondering, I'm channeling right now, 60% is the collective, 40% is Susan. That's why I'm trying to interpret what they're saying. That's why I get it wrong, or I get Jenner or Kris Jenner, or maybe nothing at all. It's because they showed me a picture, not the word. And I wasn't able to identify the picture because I don't really follow media very much. So in that case, they should have given me the word and not the picture. So anyway, let me move on. Roxanne M says, sorry, this got in here, but you said that I was right. The spirit guides were right on the doggy respiratory disease. This was when I was on with Sybil a few days ago. You guys, we were live and you guys asked about this new, or whatever it is, bacteria, whatever it is, disease that's going around and it's affecting dogs. And the spirit guides told me that it was respiratory. And she says researchers from the University of New Hampshire used genetic sequencing using samples from dozens of dogs, found a piece of previously uncharacterized bacteria. And the bacteria is, I don't know, whatever it is, supposedly I'm right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you can look it up. If you guys are like, wait, Susan, what? There's something going on with dogs. I need to know more about it. Just Google dog respiratory disease right now. The information will come up. Okay, let me move on. Joan B says, are there a significant number of voters who genuinely think that Trump is the second coming of the Christian savior? A significant number? No, there's not a significant number. There's a significant number of people around them. So if you think of it like there's a core group that believe this, they're small, but there's a significant number around the core group that are using that have their own agenda and are using the MAGA agenda for their own agenda. So you might say they have an agenda of racism. They have an agenda of anti-Semitism. They have an agenda of anti-LGBTQ plus. They have an agenda of alpha male. So those people are using this core group of nut jobs that believe that Trump is the Christian savior. They're using, because that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy, but they're sort of the school of fish swimming around that. Now, these people are something to consider, because they, when you add those two things together, you start to have a sizable group of people. The guides are saying maybe 20% of the electorate, which is enough to move the needle. It's enough to swing an election. Now, what is going to help us before you have to change your underwear is that these people are going to become disenfranchised from Trump and the Republican Party. It doesn't mean they're disenfranchised from their beliefs of anti-Semitism, or racism, or anti-LGBTQ. It doesn't mean they're going to be disenfranchised from their beliefs. It means they're going to be disenfranchised from the Republican Party. So it doesn't make them any less dangerous or any less. It just means they're not going to vote, because they're going to be like, this is ridiculous. These people don't believe in us. We're going to go over here and vote libertarian. Okay. Hopefully that all made sense. When I'm channeling, I'm talking, but I'm not always making sense of what I'm saying. So it's a weird, really weird situation I'm living right now. And the last question is, Linda Walker says, I think somebody already asked this question, and they did. So we'll give credit to everybody who asked this question, but you would like to know if the spirit guides will be doing predictions for 2024. We will be doing predictions for 2024. They're sort of figuring it out. They might do, last year they did medical advancement predictions. They did different types of predictions. I think that's what they're planning on doing now, is because they want like me to have the medical prediction team, and then the political prediction team, and then the environmental prediction team. It's very specialized. They want me to deep dive into different areas and predict 2024. Also, they're saying some of these predictions could be 2024, 25. But yes, I will be doing them. Thanks for asking. It's so nice of you to ask about that. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. In as much as I am helping, I am happy to do this. If you would like to know when I have another video, please subscribe, and you'll know when I have another video, because there's a little bell notification thing that you can click. And if you click that and say, yes, I want notifications, when Susan has a video out, you will know about it. Thank you so much. Take really, really, really good care of yourself. Okay. Much love and light to you. For entertainment purposes only.